I haven't done one of these in a while. Figured today's the day. Feeling better. Been sick a bit. Yeah. Had an interesting turn of events. One of my games. Made me think about. Maybe I should talk about this. The Living Dungeon. The Living World. Players don't want it. They want it until they're dealing with it and they don't get what they want. So we had this little hiccup in my dwarf-themed OSE game. I just found this section with orcs and they would not go around it. They just engage in a war of attrition. Well, at a point, your foe is diminished and weaker and weaker and weaker, and you kick him out about the same strength, if not stronger, hiring hirelings, retainers. And so, I forget how many four-ways, but I think it was like after the fourth raid, they were literally on my roster. I keep track of the roster. They had only killed one of the females, and that was the chief's wife. They had wounded the ogre. They had killed the witch doctor. And there was only 5 regular orcs left. All 5 of the bodyguards. So, the elite cadre is still there. And in the last pitched battle where they fall back, retreat. If we only had a sleep spell. If we only had this. If we had this. Not a lot of adapting. Just falling back on what they used to do. What they always do. So, I made some rolls. And the orcs quit the dungeon. They had an exit. They still had their spiritual lead. They rescued in the middle of the last combat. They had called upon reinforcements from an ally and made deals and let loose some of their treasure. And the PCs roll over the little extra blockers here, some undead here and there. And the undead that were basically used as shock troops for the extra bodyguards by the orcs, the party turned rather easily. So they weren't much of a huge help to the orcs. So their powerful ally, with the deal they made and the critters they got, didn't seem like they were getting a bang for their dollar or their end of the deal. So they quit the dungeon. They left. Some went and served the big bad next level over. So mark off some of those leader tops. Add these leader tops over here as new bodyguards for another big bad. And the orc chieftain has to take a new matron. Still has his ogre buddy. Still has some orcs. And he has a lot of treasure. So off to the mountains they went. To former layers, or to absorb another orc tribe, or whatever. But they ain't gonna stick around and die by dwarven axes and hammers. The party had a pretty uneventful session, and then they have this area. But your actions affect all the monsters in your dungeon. So now, because they fractured and defeated an orc tribe, the next area is alerted. And every corpse that they've slain was traded off to the necromancer. So, just add up all the dead orcs, dead goblins. They just add into the next section of the dungeon as bonus zombies. Bonus means on top of all your regular encounters, you now got extra orcs to sepple around, and I'm going to take that witch doctor, and I'm going to turn it into something a little handier, maybe I'd be interested. But now they're focused on chasing the orcs in the mountains to get their treasure. I've already given them a heads up. Alright, that's a mountain hex crawl. Are you wanting to do a mountain hex crawl? We should be able to track them. We should be able to do this. We should be able to... Tell me what you are planning to do. Because I'm not a big fan of pure hex crawls. If they want to go into the mountains and I roll on that mountainous encounter chart and they get a giant or a dragon, I guess that's just the end of the game. But in my other game, they're just now starting to explore big mega dungeons. So they're only now starting to make the factions aware of them. But every action has an equal opposite reaction. Every power vacuum creates power opportunities for other factions. So, do you do it? Or you just leave them there in the rooms waiting to die like Nintendo? Knock, knock, knock. Attack, attack. Lame. Not every creature's going to wait around to die. Some that dead may crave it, but they're going to fight. Now the orcs are typically craven. They ain't got the numbers anymore, so off they go. You should be able to kowtow some NPC factions and kowtow some monster factions fairly easy if you got numbers and strength. But we'll see how this rolls out. They seem a little obsessed. They feel cheated out of the treasure. So many things you could have done, but you chose otherwise. So, it's like a chess game between you as a DM and the players. People say don't make it adversarial. Sometimes your players make it adversarial. It's in their nature, how they view the game. We have to win. How you define win is get every dime out of everything. But, we will see. More later.